Good morning from sacred space at Titania's realm. Ooh, make a wish. The time is 11:01 a.m., which is the angel sequence numbers 111 or 1111 usually, but 111 counts too. So I've had a firestorm of emotion in recent minutes. About 10 minutes ago, I wrote some mad shit on my Facebook, which I don't know I do know what's wrong with me. I do know what's wrong with me, but I can't share it with you on YouTube. But anyway, it's a terrible delusionary frustration. So it's very hot. I had to bring Charlie inside, and very hot. I've got an appointment to see my doctor at 1:30, which I better not fucking forget because I forgot to go to him on Monday. It's twice I've done that to him now. He must think I'm a very bad, unreliable person, which normally I'm not, but I don't know why I didn't set an alert. I thought I set an alert on my phone and it wasn't there. So someone is trying to mess with my relationship with the only GP that tolerates me still. I've had a long history of not having good rapport with my general practitioners. They either try to cross boundaries by making me out to be crazy when they're not my psychiatrist, which I've been with for 14 years. So it's a chutzpah on their part. Or they write false things about me on my chart so that when I go to the hospital I get demonised and marginalised and very badly treated. Long history of that too. So I don't have much trust in the medical profession, and that trust is being chipped away at in recent months too. So it's hard. But I'm only going. I'm not actually sick, although I kind of am sick always. But I'm sick at the moment because I had my first good night's sleep last night, 10 hours and only 1.1 events per hour of not breathing. So that's excellent. But I'm still playing catch up from the week or so before where I spiraled into sleep apnea. Fucking hell. So I'm not surprised that I'm having some kind of emotional firestorm going on in my brain because it's recalibrating and recentering and readjusting. And so my beloved one, who I'm fairly sure watches my videos and watches my Instagram and watches my Facebook, don't take anything I say personally when I have these little firestorms. It's not you, it's me. And anyway, you're a darling friend to me, and I wish to preserve that relationship. I preserve all my relationships that are meaningful to me for as long as I possibly can, unless they get dangerous and toxic. Then I walk away head high, but that hasn't happened. I don't know why I'm freaking the fuck out this morning. It's nuts. Nothing bad has actually happened to me except I had to spend $220 on my sleep apnea mask and the accoutrements that were needed to go with it. So, it's only fucking money and I'll survive. But anyway, it's just, maybe I'm just stressing because it's hot, and I have to remind myself, as a complex PTSD trauma survivor, I am safe, I am loved, I have enough, I got through this thanks to ZipPay, and now I know I have to buy a new mask every 6 months. I'll have to try very hard to put a bit of money aside so that in 6 months I don't have to go into debt to buy the bloody thing. If I had enough money, I would have bought two and put the other one aside for the next 6 months and just keep buying, keep abreast of everything, keep ahead of everything. But I don't have enough money, and also it's kind of silly because you never know, in 6 months I might not need it. How's that for the power of positive thinking? Oh, But you know what? I can actually see I look better today. Yesterday my face was all puffed up and kind of bloated, and I had kind of weird ridges on my face because I had to strap that fucking thing around my head. So I look a little bit better today. My better is vastly different to everyone else's better, but that's okay. Now, enough rambling. 32 degrees it says. Enough rambling. I've come back in. I'm going to have to repeat part 1 of the two sisters jealous of their younger sister, because I accidentally deleted it because my iPhone kept showing that it was being uploaded twice, and so I deleted it and it deleted the original as well. And because I'd gone through my iPhone to try and save storage, deleted all the videos and photos from that day, which is not helping me anyway. I've still got storage issues, for fuck's sake. But anyway, I deleted the original video, couldn't re-upload it, so there was that. So Mama T, in her professional, non-professional, underpaid and underwhelmed capacity as a thriving human on this planet, going nowhere fast, has decided to reread part 1. And I kind of don't remember where we got cut off because I rubbed it out, because what have you. So I'll have to try and guess where we were up to when we started part 2. But I'm pretty good at remembering things. So if I can find the page where I rubbed out the pencil mark, that might help me too. Oh dear goddess, this isn't going to work, is it? Well, I'll just gauge it on time, because I think it was about 29 minutes long, that video. So I'll gauge it from the timer. So 29 minutes from now is 37 minutes or 36 minutes. Right, here we go, people. We'll just wing it. We'll wing it, babies, like I do every day. Get through life, one breath at a time, 1 foot forward at a time, never knowing where I'm going to land. Hopefully amongst people who are good and kind and loyal and faithful and loving to me. Thank you to my beautiful ones. The two sisters who were jealous of their younger sister, part 1. The following evening Scheherazade began to relate her next tale. Quoth she, in days of yore, in times long gone before, there lived a king of Persia, Khusrau Shah hight, renowned for justice and righteousness, my kind of king. His father, dying at a good old age, had left him sole heir to all the realm, and under his rule the tiger and the kid drank side by side at the same gut, G-H-A-T. And his treasury was ever full, and his troops and guards were numberless. That's probably how he kept his treasury full. No, they're saying he was a good man, so we'll go with that. Now it was his wont to don disguise, and, attended by a trusty wazir, to wander about the street at night time, whereby things seld seen and haps peregrine became known to him, the which, should I tell thee all thereof, O auspicious king, would weary thee beyond measure. So he took seat upon the throne of his forebears, and when the appointed days of mourning were ended, according to the custom of that country, he caused his exalted name, that is, Khusrau Shah, to be struck upon all the coins of the kingdom, and entered into the formula of public prayer. And when established in his sovereignty, He went forth as a full-time on one evening, accompanied by his Grand Wazir, both in merchant's habit, walking the streets and squares, the markets and lanes, the better to note what might take place, both of good and of bad. By chance they passed, as the night darkened, through a quarter where dwelt people of the poorer class, and as they walked on, the Shah heard inside a house women talking with loud voices. Then going near, he peeped in by the door chink and saw 3 fair sisters. By fair they mean not blonde and fair skin, but fair as in beautiful, who having supped together were seated on a divan talking one to other. The king thereupon applied his ear to the crack and listened eagerly to what they said, and heard each and every declaring what was the thing she most desired. As you do when you're sitting around with your sisters, chewing the fat, so to speak, or not chewing the fat, as the case may be. Yes, my darling. Quoth the eldest, I would I were married to the Shah's head baker, and for then should I have ever bread to eat, the whitest and choicest in the city, and your hearts would be fulfilled with every envy and jealousy and malice at my good luck. She's willing to sell herself out for never-ending bread. Oh, well, I did. I did! We mustn't think about that, must we? Although it wasn't bread, it was a chef. Charlie says, what you talking about, Mama T? I'm talking about love and the whimsical nature of men and bread and food and fuckery. She says, I know nothing of that, Mama. I know nothing of that, Mama. Wise birdie, I know nothing. Nothing! Stay that way. Stay innocent till the day you die, sweet bee. Let it go. Let it go. Right, where were we? Quoth the second. I mean, you have to laugh. It's quite comical, really. Quoth the second, I would rather wive with the Shah's chief kitchener and eat of dainty dishes that are placed before His Highness, wherewith the royal bread, which is common throughout the palace, cannot compare for gust and flavour. It's not so easy being married to a chef. They're cantankerous little bastards, most of them. It's hot in the kitchen. A lot of responsibility. They're not always very intelligent people either. I mean, some of the best head chefs of the world are indeed highly intelligent, successful people, but a lot of them are dull. All they know how to do is prepare food under extreme duress and pressure and run a kitchen and maybe successfully run a business or a hotel. Yes, that takes brains. But anyway, where am I going with that? Intelligence isn't everything. Look what happened to me. Did me no good at all. Left me struggling for the rest of my life. Also, my ex-husband afforded more ruthless, better lawyers than I could ever afforded. Vicious they were. But never mind. I'm happy. I'm alive. I'm 30 years separated and divorced. I ride my own chariot. I'm in love, once again, in the illusion, in a dream that cannot be manifested, unless the other person wanted to. And it's upsetting and frustrating, but it is what it is, people of Earth. And anyway, as I wrote this morning, who do I love? What do I love? Don't even know. They hold all the cards because they study me daily, and I know nothing. Nothing. What does Charlie know? She says, Mama T, you love because you love, and that is enough. Okay, Charlie. Wise words from the birdie. To all my beloved ones, friends, family, and the wannabe wishful thinking one. Oh, poor Mama T. She said, she really does look at me like, what the hell, Mama? Calm your fire, Mama. Do you want a drink? You're looking very hot, Charlie. I think you need a drink. We must look after the ones that look after us. Yes. Crisscross, Charlie. No? Better? Oh! Right, I must keep going. I'm on a mission because I have to be at the doctor at 1:30, which means I have to leave here by 1. Right. It's just for my driver's license. Here we go, babies. Yes, we were stuck on the thing about having once been married to a chef who ended up being a short order cook. He got lazier and lazier and did less and less, and even let his skills go rusty, and great shame, really, a great shame. And quoth the third and youngest of the three, and by far the most beautiful and lively of them all, a maiden of charming nature, full of wit and humour, sharp-witted, wary and wise, when her turn came to tell her wish. O sisters, my ambition is not as ordinary as yours. I care not for fine bread, or glutton-like do I long for dainty dishes. There's a certain freedom in that, not being prisoner of your appetites and living in fair consciousness of how you're going to eat for the rest of your life. I learnt that on the cold face, to no longer give a fuck. The good Lord has always provided for me, one way or the other, sometimes at the 11th hour when all seemed lost. So worry I must not. Just carry on being my own version of awesomeness. And I'm not actually worried. I've managed to get myself through alone in 30 years. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's had to do that too. Some of you will be like, I hear you, sister. I've done it too. High five. We are not weak or vulnerable. We've been misaligned and misinterpreted as that, but by the gods, don't ever fuck with women who've had to survive alone for 30 years. Not that anyone is fucking with me, just saying. But I don't know. I don't know. One never can quite tell, can one? Anyway, in the meantime, living our best lives, head high, shoulders back, boobs out. Here we go, babies. She continues on. I look to somewhat nobler and higher. She's ambitious. Indeed, I would desire nothing less than to be married by the king and become the mother of a beautiful prince, a model of form and in mind as masterful as valorous. She's very ambitious. She wants to be married to a king. She hasn't even bothered to work out if he's a nice person or not. His hair should be golden on one side and silvern on the other. When weeping, he should drop pearls in place of tears. That would be painful, much as I do love pearls. A certain person would interpret that as, what was it they said? Dripping from the eyes? Naughty one. Naughty one. Anyway, very destabilising that was for me actually. I've been destabilised ever since. Can you tell that I'm not happy about that? Reclaiming my power as I do every day. Well, there will always be pearls in Psychedelic Dreamers world. I'm wearing them now, little freshwater pearls. Oh yes, it's dripping from my ears too. They all want some. This is the problem. I have become, in recent months, it's become more and more obvious and very concerning to me. Like the fairy, Suki, in the TV show True Blood, surrounded by werewolves and vampires, all practically fucking inhaling me. Wanting to completely subsume me and overcome me and take me over, because clearly I smell different now since I don't have the COVID vaccination. It's fucking weird, people, and it's very, very chilling and very, very frightening. And I'm seeing it nearly every day. I thought at first I was imagining it because it just seemed too weird. But I witnessed it yesterday when I went to buy the mask. You know, very young, handsome, kind of Indian-looking employee in that establishment. I won't name it because they'll be able to guess who it was. It wasn't sleazy with me. It was lovely, actually. But I caught him leering at me as I turned away with my mask to leave, checking out my very large assets. I just happened to turn back and caught him looking at me. I was like, oh, not you two. Young enough to be my son. I was like, oh, really? So I just shot him that, oh, really, look, and walked out the door like a queen. But it's getting weird, people of Earth. Young men, older men, middle-aged men, even young boys are all looking at me like I'm some kind of mythical creature. It's getting odd. I'm trying to hold on to my sanity with all of this. I really am. Anyway, no harm, no foul, because lay a hand on me without my invitation, I'll fucking kill you this time. I've had a lifetime of abuse. I'm done. I think they kind of know. It kind of turns them on even more. But having said that, it's getting very, very difficult to exist in this world right now, and I don't know how much longer I can hold on as a woman, feeling like I've become just some kind of almost mythical creature. Like the unicorn in the story I read earlier some months ago, the last unicorn. Everyone falling in love with her, not understanding who and what she really is. Well, let me introduce myself to you. I'm the Tanya. I'm short, I'm fat, I'm Scottish, Irish and English, German and Polish. I'm a Jew by choice. I'm a shaman, but I'm a real woman, and I expect to be treated with great honour and respect due to any woman on this planet, and to be loved safely and respectfully and honouringly. But when I take a lover, it will be by mutual consent, my choice, not yours. mine, mutual, and so we go. It's just getting a little bit weird, people. That's all I have to say about that. Anyway, where were we? Oh yes, when weeping, this lady desires a prince that drops pearls from his eyes. Mermaids cry pearls too, according to legend. Anyway, there's a little connection there I just thought of. And when laughing, his rosy lips should be fresh as the blossom new blown. The Shah was amazed with exceeding amazement to hear the wishes of the three sisters, but chiefly of the youngest, and determined in himself that he would gratify them all. Oh, wasn't that generous of him? How quaint. Wherefore quoth he to the Grand Wazir, mark well this house, and on the morrow bring before me these maidens, whom I heard discoursing. And quoth the Wazir, O asylum of the universe, I hear to obey. Very interesting cloud formation out in the south. Possible storm will be coming this afternoon. Thereupon the twain walked back to the palace and laid them down to rest. When morning morrowed, the minister went for the sisters and brought them to the king, who, after greeting them and heartening their hearts, said to them in kindly tone, O ye maidens of weal, last night what was it that in merry word and jest ye spake one to another? Take heed, ye tell the Shah every whit in full detail, for all must become known to us. Something have we heard, but now the king would have ye recount your discourse to his royal ears. At these words of the Shah, the sisters, confused and filled with shame, durst not reply, but stood before him silent, with heads bent low. Well, it was private, wasn't it? He was eavesdropping on their private conversations, like a stalker, like a voyeur, like a predator. And despite all questioning and encouragement, they could not pluck up the courage. However, the youngest was of passing comeliness in form and feature, and forthwith the Shah became desperately enamoured of her, and of his life began reassuring them, and saying, O ye princesses of fair ones, be not afraid, nor troubled in thought, nor let bashfulness or shyness prevent you telling the Shah what 3 wishes you wished, for fain would he fulfil them all. Thereat they threw themselves at his feet, and, craving his pardon for their boldness and freedom of speech, well, they were alone in their fricking living room, for the love of all the gods. Shouldn't even have to apologise for their freedom of speech. One should never apologise for their freedom of speech. YouTube, just saying. Silencing and shadow banning during the COVID epoch cost the lives of thousands upon thousands of people across the globe. Just saying. I will never forget. I might let you continue on and I might participate in this. Makes sense to no one, not even me. But I haven't forgotten. Just saying. Oh, I'm in fine fettle this morning. I'm in fine fettle. It's amazing what 10 hours of sleep and breathing can do for one. If I did that every day, I'd be fucking dangerous. You have to laugh. It's funny, but it's not funny. Anyway, So they crave his pardon for their boldness and freedom of speech. Keep going, sisters. Told him the whole talk, each one repeating the wish she had wished. And on that very day, Khusrau Shah married the elder sister to his chief baker, and the second sister to his head cook, and bade make all things ready for his own wedding with the younger sister. So when the preparations for the royal nuptials had been made after costliest fashion, but she knows I don't know why. She knows, child. The king's marriage was celebrated with royal pomp and pageantry, and the bride received the titles of Light of the Harem and Banu of Iran land. High distinction indeed for a pauper. The other two maidens were likewise married, one to the king's baker, the other to his cook, after a manner according to their several degrees in life, and with little show of grandeur and circumstance, which is no doubt how the troubles started. Now it had been only right and reasonable that these twain, having one each her own wish, should have passed their time in solace and happiness. But the decree of destiny doomed otherwise, and as soon as they saw the grand estate whereto their younger sister had risen, and the magnificence of her marriage festival, their hearts were fired with envy and jealousy and sore despite, and they resolved upon giving the rein to their hatred and malignancy, and to work her some foul mischief. Sisters. Had those types too in my life. On this wise, they remained for many months consumed with rancour, day and night, and they burned with grief and anger whenever they cited aught of her superior style and state. One morning, as the two met at the hammam and found privacy and opportunity, quoth the elder sister to the second, "A grievous thing it is indeed that she, our younger sister, no livelier than ourselves, should thus be raised to the dignity and majesty of queendom, and indeed the thought is over hard to bear." Quoth the other, "O sister mine, I also am perplexed and displeased at this thing, and I know not what of merit the Shah could have seen in her, that he was tempted to choose her for his consort. She ill befitteth that high estate, with that face like a monkey's favour, and save her youth, I know nothing that could commend her to his highness, that he should so exalt her above her fellows. To my mind, thou and not she art fit to share the royal bed, and I nurse a grudge against the king for that he hath made this jade his queen." And the elder sister rejoined, "I likewise marvel beyond all measure, and I swear that thy youth and beauty, thy well-shaped figure, and lovely favour and goodliness of gifts, past challenge or compare, might well have sufficed to win the king, and have tempted him to wed and bed with thee, and make thee his crowned queen and sovereign lady, in lieu of taking to his arms this paltry strumpet. Indeed, he hath shown no sense of what is right, and just in leaving thee disappointed, and on this account only the matter troubleth me with exceeding trouble. The two sisters took counsel with each other how they might abase their younger sister in the Shah's sight and cause her downfall and utter ruin. Day and night they conned over the matter in their minds and spoke at great length about it when they ever met together, and pondered endless plans to injure the Queen, their sister, and if possible bring about her death. But they could fix upon none, and whilst they bore this despite and hatred towards her, and diligently and deliberately sought the means of gratifying their bitter envy, hatred, and malice, she, on the other hand, regarded them with the same favour and affection as she had done before marriage, and thought only how to advantage their low estate. Now when some months of her wedded life had passed, the fair Queen was found to be with child, whereof the glad tidings filled the Shah with joy, and straightway he commanded all the people of the capital and throughout the whole empire keep holiday with feasts and dancing and every manner jollity, as became so rare and important an occasion. But as soon as the news came to the ears of the two envious sisters, they were constrained perforce to offer their congratulations to the Queen, and after a long visit, as the twain were about to crave dismissal, they said, "Thanks be to Almighty Allah, O our sister, who hath shown us this happy day. One boon have we to ask of thee, to wit, that when the time shall come for thee to be delivered of a child, we may assist as midwives at thy confinement, and be with thee and nurse thee for the space of 40 days. I'm trying to find the cut-off point. The cut-off point. How many pages are there? I think it was 3 or 4 pages. The Queen, in her gladness, made reply, "O sisters mine, I fain would have it so, for at a time of such need I know of none on whom to rely with such dependence as upon you. During my coming trial your presence with me will be most welcome and opportune. But I can do only what thing the Shah biddeth, nor can I do aught save by his leave. My advice is thus: make known this matter to your mates, who have always access to the royal presence, and let them personally apply for your attendance as midwives. I doubt not that the Shah will give you leave to assist me and remain by my side, considering the fond relationship between us three." Then the two sisters returned home, full of evil thoughts and malice. But not you, Charlie. Not you. You is a lovely bird. You are a lovely bird. Give me a kiss. Where were we? Full of evil thoughts and malice, and told their wishes to their husbands, who in turn bespake Khusrau Shah, and preferred their petition with all humility, little knowing what was hidden from them in their secret purpose. The king replied, "When I shall have thought the matter over in my mind, I will give you suitable orders, Charlie." So saying, he privately visited the Queen. "What? I'm reading to the people on YouTube. I'm reading them fairy stories. Yes, it makes no sense to me either sometimes. It's not meant to, Charlie. We're just living our best lives in the psychedelic dreaming. So saying, he privately visited the Queen, and to her said, O my lady, an it please thee, methinks 'twould be well to summon thy sisters, and secure their aidance, when thou shalt be labouring with child, in lieu of any stranger, and if thou be of the same mind as myself, let me at once learn and take steps to obtain their consent and concert ere thy time arriveth. They will wait on thee with more loving care than any hired nurse, and thou wilt find thyself be safer in their hands. Women who've not given birth themselves and have no experience in midwifery, and who actually basically want to destroy their sister, are not exactly safe in childbed, by the way. Replied the Queen, O my lord the Shah, I also venture to think that 'twould be well to have my sisters by my side, and not mere aliens, by that they mean strangers, at such an hour. Are you a happy bird, Charlie? Are you happy? I'm getting cuddles. Are you getting cuddles? Yes. Accordingly, he sent word to them, and from that day they dwelt within the palace, to make all ready for the expected confinement, and on this wise they found means to carry out their despiteful plot, which during so many days they had devised to scanty purpose. When her full tale of months had been told, the Banu was brought to bed of a man-child, marvellous in beauty, whereat the fire of envy and hatred was kindled with redoubled fury in the sisters' breasts. So they again took counsel, not suffered ruth, compassion, nor natural affection to move their cruel hearts, and presently, with great care and secrecy, they wrapped the newborn in a bit of blanket, and putting him into a basket, cast him into a canal which flowed hard by the Queen's apartment. They then placed a dead puppy in the place of the prince, and showed it to the other midwives and nurses, averring that the Queen had given birth to such an abortion. When these untoward tidings reached the king's ear, he was sore discomfited and waxed wroth with exceeding wrath. I think we'll stop there because it was roughly 29 minutes long, the first video, and we got cut off. And I don't want to overlap repeating the same story too much because I picked up where I left off, but I don't remember. I should have checked that before I started this video, to be honest. So anyway, part 2 picks up where this leaves off, and we'll be able to work it out, hopefully, where we're at. So, bye for now, people of Earth. I'll probably come back with part 3, continuing the story from where we left off with the last one, the second part, and hopefully I remember where that was. Oh dear goddess. Well, I am flubbery at the moment. Bear with me, my brain's joining up synapses and reconfiguring with the sleep apnea issues I've been having, and it explains why I've been so extremely exhausted in the past week. Even dancing wildly last Saturday night was powerful and majestic, but wore me out. And I wondered why I was worn out. I did remarkably well though, like I got through Sunday and Monday okay, but anyway, it's Thursday today, so tomorrow night, if I feel strong enough and powerful enough, I'll be dancing for my beloved Ramjet yet again, and carrying on with my routine of dancing once a week, because it's good for my body, mind and spirit, and fun, and good exercise. So say goodbye to the people, Charlie. Say bye, people of Earth. I would just want my snuggles. I'm not interested in anything or anyone but my snuggles right now. Yes. Okay, well, bye for now, and I'll be back probably later on this afternoon or evening for part 3. And have a wonderful day wherever you are in the space-time continuum on planet Earth, or wherever these emanations of my spirit and creativity and reading and energy reach out to the farthest reaches of space. This is our emanations of our humanness and fairy tales on planet Earth.